Men who want their ex-partner back. I will be speaking from my own experience, so this message is also very valid and relevant for myself. For quite some time I was scared to talk about this stuff, especially because I was judging myself about it, feeling shame, feeling guilt. I feared that if I shared this, people would see me in a different light, in a more negative way. And being vulnerable takes courage, especially admitting this that has gone wrong. And historically, if you communicated in a wrong way in a tribe, they left you to die. So we fear this on a primal level because we are social species and we depend on each other quite a lot. Reality is that there's a lot of wounded masculine out there in the world, and overwhelming majority of men carry a father wound or mother wound or even both. In psychology they use also term fatherlessness, and patriarchy is not a heyday of men, not even close. It's quite the opposite. A lot of us men have fallen into a feminine frame today, and we unconsciously live and act like women. And this is not to bash our feminine side, but to acknowledge that we overly express ourselves in a feminine manner or in a shadow, immature, masculine way. So when we want our ex-partner or our ex-girlfriend back, there are multiple questions that we should ask ourselves. For example, do we want back the same personality? Could it be that unconsciously we want the embodiment of mother in our partner? If we acknowledge our mistakes in past relationship, do we want to fix them towards our ex-partner so that we get love from them? Because if that's so, that's still codependency and old attachment dynamic. Are we secretly craving for that external approval from others? And maybe even wanting to please someone to get love back? Are we coming from a place of lack and neediness? Was our ex the strong one in relationship, the leader, the initiator who guided us? Do we like strong women so that they can take care of us? These are some of the questions that we should ask ourselves. And if that is the case, our inner boy / child part is in play. Our child needs mommy subconsciously, and we want to be mothered by our girlfriend or partner. And psychologist James Hollis says that when men feel father wound, which is absence of father, they tend to seek refuge to their women. And that's a huge burden that these women are not able to fulfill. And it's not their duty to do so. Consciously, Our adult selves, of course, want a healthy and hopefully matured embodiment of feminine in relationship. A partner that would not babysit us, especially if she did in the past, because that degrades our own masculine true potential. And it's important also to acknowledge if we men with our wounded parts at play, we're not able to handle our ex-girlfriend properly. And by handle I mean if we were not able to provide a safe and a loving container for our woman. And instead we acted more like a consuming child, a boy. And there was no equal energy exchange between the two. Rather, it was a parasitic and a draining role for woman, not a peer-like relationship. And we can also ask, was there an entitlement in relationship? And oftentimes there is. Entitlement is rather a childish, narcissistic quality. Acting like a child in our adult relationship with woman indicates the completely distorted feminine and masculine dynamic. The one who is supposed to be the strong support gets pampered instead. And this dynamic started to happen a long time ago, centuries ago, when both genders were not living from their true strength. And most of us are conditioned to be weak, to comply, not to individuate, but to attach self to someone else's standards, vision, leadership. And that's a formula for a very weak society that is not capable to take care for itself and thus is reliant on some external force that can easily manipulate with that. And it's tragic to see that grown adult men feel shame for who they are or what they want, and they have to ask permission to external authority. It's like, "Mommy, can I please have that?" Waiting for instructions and avoiding certain responsibilities in life and falling into ignorance. A strong and unhealthy codependency. It happens when we learn in childhood through certain experiences that we're not good enough. So we tune in to someone else's, usually our caretaker's energy, to please, to stay safe, be accepted. And a lot of times this happens when our father or mother is either physically or emotionally absent. And in life it becomes very difficult to make decisions on our own. We struggle with our low self-esteem. and there might be even unclear sense of self, identity crisis on a human level. And when we feel the pain of separation from our ex-partner, when we feel abandonment, maybe anger, betrayal, all these feelings and other are valid. And this is the boy within us that wants to stay in control, who desperately fights for survival, for love. And when we men start to come out from the immature, boyish psyche, it's often very uncomfortable, because it's dying, and maturation, which is also healing, can feel very painful. And it does not mean that we abandon our inner child or kill our child part or ignore it. Instead, we reparent it through trauma resolution and disowned parts integration processes, also through meditation. We don't dismiss feelings and thoughts that come from this child part, no matter how unacceptable or shameful they may seem. It's important that we feel through them, so they can be processed and let go of our body and our energy field. And here is also a key distinction between boy and a man. The latter one does not run away from discomfort and uncomfortable feelings and thoughts, and knows that growing often involves hardship, and accepts it to be as it is in that moment. In the end, I want to share a metaphoric affirmation as a reminder for us men, and it goes like this: I am the captain of my ship. I am in charge, and I take necessary action to embody that responsibility fully. Thank you for watching and listening. I really, really appreciate your time, and I wish you to keep going on this healing masculine journey. And let me know your thoughts and feelings about this topic. Where are you currently in this journey?